Please welcome to the Explore Scientific stage, Mr. Ken Marts.
Hey friends, welcome to Monday afternoon. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm Kent Marts with Explore Scientific, doing the live social media broadcast to warm up for our Amazon live show that comes along at 2 o'clock Central Time every day, Monday through Friday. Hope everybody, like I said, had a great weekend. I sure did. Tyler Bowman and I and some other members of Sugar Creek Astronomical Society spent the weekend at a astronomy and music festival called Stars and Sauce. It cleared off Saturday night. Tyler set up a camera. We'll be working on a movie, time-lapse movie of the night's fun and frivolity that shows lasers and meteors and airplanes and satellites and red lights and lasers and people. It's just a fun cornucopia. Will show up in that video. We'll probably show up one of these times here on Amazon Live this week. Anyway, today's broadcast is How Do You Know? And we're going to talk about various things. We're going to talk about, like this Explorer 1 20 power microscope. It's great for looking at things like, I've got a penny in here right now. On the broadcast, we'll have some pictures of a bee that I took and show what you can see through it. This is a great microscope for wanting to get into incident light. So the difference is it doesn't have a sample that's really thin and shine light up through it. This is for looking at things like bees and butterfly wings and pennies and quarters and whatever else you can put in there. Mineral specimens, leaves, shoelaces, it doesn't matter. If it'll fit in there, you can look at it and enter the world of 20 power microscope use. This is really nice. It has a LED light on it that illuminates the deck. Obviously with the studio lights, it doesn't show up real well. It also has binocular viewing, so you can expand these to fit your interpupillary distance and get a binocular view of something that is really, really small. A penny looks gigantic in this. So when I look through this right now, I'm looking at a penny. The date on the penny, and this is a 2020D, the date on the penny, to tell you what 20 power looks like, if you look at a penny, the date fills up about half of the circle that you see when you look at it. So pretty interesting look at a penny and very close-up detail of it. We're also going to talk about the First Light 102 millimeter aperture, 640 millimeter focal length, achromatic telescope on a quadlight nano mount. It's a simple left, right, up, down mount. We're also going to be talking about weather stations, Galileo scopes, moon maps, planispheres, red lights, National Geographic LED headlamp, which is a big seller on Amazon.
Are you sick today, Kent?
Why?
Your voice sounds all raspy.
Because I talked literally all weekend to people. We got over the observing site on Thursday afternoon, and people mobbed us as we started setting up telescopes. And then all day Friday, it was partially sunny, so we spent some time doing solar astronomy on Friday afternoon. Got some decent sucker holes came by. What's a sucker hole, you may ask? Well, it's when it's cloudy and there's a hole comes by, and you go, oh, I'm going to set my telescope up because it's clearing off. And you set your telescope up and get all ready to go, and just about that time you're ready to go, the clouds move back in and say, sucker, for doing it. Well, we already had the telescopes set up, so we just went to viewing and got some nice viewing in Friday night. And then it clouded up, and that was that. And Saturday afternoon cleared off, and we had some really nice skies Saturday into Saturday night. And then the viewing, the humidity went up and the transparency went down, and so it became a marginal evening. I ended up getting cold because the wind was blowing and it was chilly, and I got cold, and so I went to bed. Tyler stayed up until nearly sunrise and observed the line of planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and Venus over in the east above the trees. He said it was a spectacular view. I had to get warm, so I just said, to heck with it, I'm going to get some sleep. So that's why my voice sounds a wee bit raspy. I talked for who knows how many hours during the day and at night, so I'm paying for it today. And now I get to talk for
Thundering.
another hour.
We can hear the thunder
We can hear the thunder.
in the
Thunder.
microphones.
Thunder. Having a nice little thunderstorm roll through here right now. So hopefully the power won't go off. If it does, when the power comes back on, we'll get back on. Or just say the heck with it and wait until Tuesday's broadcast when we'll be talking about global star parties.
So what are you proselytizing right now?
I'm not doing anything.
Proselytizing?
I'm proselytizing about light pollution and the need for astronomy. It was really awesome at the music festival. Tons of people showed up. And, I would say almost everybody that was at the music festival came up and looked through the telescopes either for solar astronomy, which people were just amazed that you could see sunspots safely through a standard telescope and an inexpensive sun catcher that we'll be talking about on Amazon Live, as well as through a specialized telescope that's tuned to hydrogen alpha, and you can see prominences and little, all sorts of detail on the surface of the sun. And
So Harold Locke says at least you were able to go some observations.
Absolutely, we're able to go out and do some observations. I mean, it was work. I mean, people think, oh man, it's got to be nice to be able to go to star parties and stuff. When you're going out there and putting it on, and you're the stars part of a Stars and Sauce music festival, it's work.
Do you think you're a star?
People were coming up and going, "Hey, where's that guy with the white mustache that glows in the dark?" Everybody said, "Come talk to you." So I was I was infamous, at least. Wouldn't say a star necessarily.
I'm unsold on your explanation.
It's really cool when there's enough light. My mustache literally does. People tell me glow in the dark, and they can look around and see an outline of somebody and see the white mustache. So, and they'd also come and say, "Hey, where's the tall, hairy guy?" That would have been Tyler as well. So, and we had a big time. It was a lot of work. Just talked to literally maybe 1,000 people over the weekend. Hard to say. There were some people came back 4 or 5 times a night. We'd go listen to some music, come back, look, go back, and it was just a great time. Was had by all. So anyway.
Yet no one still realizes that there's a cat in the studio.
There's a cat in a picture in the studio. I've never seen a cat in the studio. We've had raccoons and birds and mice in the back and cats in the back in the warehouse. They work hard to keep them out, but, it's a warehouse. So we're going to go ahead and sign off and get ready for the Amazon Live broadcast here in a few minutes. Starts at 2 o'clock Central Time. And go on over to Amazon.com and find us on the Amazon Live.
Amazon
stream.
Live.
Couldn't say that. Came out weird. So anyway, we'll see you over in a
Amazon
few
Live.
minutes. Appreciate
Amazon
you joining
Live.
us. Look forward to talking to you.
Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my bitter batter, it'll make my batter bitter. So it's better, Betty butter, butter.
What he said. See y'all in a little while. Bye.